Here is the news for Thursday, October 23rd, 2025. A day filled with political standoffs, market shifts, scientific progress, and a fresh burst of sports energy as the NBA season tips off with a bang. Washington remains gridlocked as the federal government shutdown stretches into its third full week. The Senate failed to pass a bill that would have temporarily funded military and essential federal workers, leaving hundreds of thousands still unpaid. Economists warn that if the shutdown continues past November, the ripple effects could slow the broader economy and delay crucial government data releases that investors rely on. Meanwhile, the Trump administration announced sweeping new sanctions on Russia's oil giants Rosneft and Lukoil, citing continued Russian aggression in Ukraine. The move marks one of the strongest actions yet of Trump's second term and sent global oil markets surging. On the international front, tensions rose between the United States and Colombia after President Gustavo Petro condemned the U.S. decision to suspend aid amid disputes over counter-narcotics operations. Analysts worry that the collapse of U.S.-Colombian cooperation could destabilize anti-drug efforts in South America. Back home, protests continued in Alameda, California, following the Coast Guard's use of live fire against a U-Haul truck that attempted to breach a base gate. 2 people were injured, one the driver, one a bystander, prompting calls for an investigation into both security protocols and the protest environment surrounding the incident. In short, the day's politics revealed a volatile mix: gridlock in Washington, tough talk abroad, and unrest at home. The global economy felt the tremors. Oil prices jumped over 4% in early trading, hitting a 6-month high after the U.S. sanctions on Russia. Energy companies surged on Wall Street, helping offset declines in tech stocks. Still, investors remain cautious. The S&P Global Composite PMI rose slightly to 54.8, suggesting business activity is expanding, but optimism is fading. Export orders dropped to their lowest level since April, and small businesses say they're struggling to plan around the shutdown and tariff uncertainty. On the corporate side, quantum computing firms like IBM Q and IonQ soared after reports that the U.S. government may take equity stakes in major quantum companies as part of a new national security initiative. Analysts see this as a turning point, similar to how the government once invested in aerospace and semiconductor research. All told, Wall Street finished the day mixed. Energy and defense stocks up, tech slightly down, and volatility still high. The message from the markets: investors are optimistic but bracing for turbulence. In science and technology, MIT researchers announced that the 3D looping structure of the human genome remains partially intact during cell division, overturning a long-held belief that DNA organization disappears completely during mitosis. The finding could transform our understanding of gene expression and diseases like cancer. Elsewhere, neuroscientists made a breakthrough in Parkinson's research, isolating the tiny protein clusters known as alpha-synuclein oligomers, which are believed to trigger the disease. This could open the door to much earlier detection and treatment. And on the environmental front, astronomers spotted asteroid 2025 SC79, a 700-meter-wide rock orbiting inside Venus's path around the Sun in just 128 days, making it the second fastest known asteroid in the solar system. The discovery helps scientists understand the dynamics of space objects that zip close to the inner planets. Science this week reminded us that from the microscopic to the cosmic, Curiosity is what drives progress. The NBA season started with a bang on Tuesday night, delivering instant fireworks. The defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder opened the 2025-26 season at home against the Houston Rockets in an emotional banner-raising ceremony. The Thunder's young core, led by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, powered past Houston, while Kevin Durant faced his former team for the first time since rejoining the Rockets. Later that night, the Golden State Warriors battled the Los Angeles Lakers in a clash of legends. Stephen Curry versus LeBron James, with the Warriors edging out a narrow win in overtime. The crowd at Crypto.com Arena was electric, and social media saw record engagement with over 600 million views of NBA highlights within 24 hours of tip-off. This season also features a record 135 international players from 43 countries, the most diverse in league history, including stars like Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, and Victor Wembanyama. Looking ahead, this weekend brings more high-profile matchups. The Pistons visit the Rockets in a twin-brother showdown between Auza and Amen Thompson, and the Celtics face the 76ers in their first Eastern Conference clash since last year's playoffs. In short, basketball is back, and it's global, fast, and unpredictable. In entertainment, streaming platforms are going all in on October's spooky season. HBO Max's new horror series, E.T. Welcome to Derry, debuted to strong reviews, serving as a prequel to the IT film franchise. Meanwhile, Netflix's The Fall Guy climbed to the top of streaming charts, driven by Ryan Gosling's viral stunt sequences and behind-the-scenes footage that flooded TikTok. At the box office, Ridley Scott's Gladiator 2 continued its reign for a third straight week, crossing the 800 million global mark. Critics say its success is proof that old-school epics still have a massive audience when executed well. Music also had its moment. Taylor Swift announced the international extension of the Eras Tour, adding 12 Asian and European cities in 2026, with pre-sale tickets already causing online queues in the millions. Change is the only constant. What matters is how we respond to it.